Hey everyone, it's me, Vinny Lospinoso, back at it again with some other NFL news. We've obviously seen some other stuff that's happened, such as Andy Dalton going to the Dallas Cowboys instead of going to a team that he'd probably be the starter, like the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New England Patriots. People have asked me for my thoughts on that, and honestly, my thoughts are kind of straightforward, personally. I think that for Dalton, sorry, I just need to pop this up quickly. I think that for what Dalton wants to do for his family, this was the best decision. Sorry. There we go. I think for what Dalton wants to do for him and his family, this was the best decision. He's from Texas. He has a house there. His family's there. And, for him, it was the best move. As for what else I think is going to happen, it's not really much that's been on the news. I just wanted to get that out of the way. But the big news is that the NFL schedule will be released on Thursday with a special 3-hour special on NFL Network. Now, this year it's going to be a little bit different. No international games, so no games in London or Mexico City. I know there's many fans that aren't huge into them, but I've actually always loved the International Series games. Those were some of my favorite games of the whole year. The fact that people outside the country get to watch the same stuff as me, helping see the game grow, oh man, that's fantastic. I understand it's an American sport, but hey, you know how you make the game more popular? You expand it internationally, and I think they've done a great job at it. And I'm disappointed we're not going to be seeing any games in London or Mexico City this year. It's a shame, but at the same time, it's just not feasible right now. Not until there's a cure or even a vaccination. But don't worry, I think they will come back. And for the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Jaguars, and other teams that were going to have international games, you can easily push that off to the following year. Maybe even have another London game or two, or Mexico City, what have you. They will recoup some of this money. It's the NFL. But I do feel bad for the governments of Mexico and the UK. They've been dealing with so much. Everyone's been dealing with so much now. So, what to do now? Well, considering that the schedule will be released soon, I think this is a very good opportunity for us to take a guess and take a gamble at what the NFL season will be when the season starts. Now I'm seeing what some hypothesis could be. Some are saying that they could have like all non-divisional, just all conference games in the front end, and then just have all the divisional games near the back end of it in case they need to schedule some out. But I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be done as usual. But if there is no college football, I definitely see them putting a primetime game or two on Saturday, and I think that's a great way to really help the league's revenue, especially when college wouldn't even happen, potentially. We don't even know if college football would happen, and if it does, is there still going to be a draft? I have no idea. One thing's for sure, the NFL is one of those, the NFL is very big when it comes to TV money, so I think they'll be okay with it. Now, let's start off what I think is going to happen for week one. Now, as it is per tradition, every year, Thursday or Sunday, this is probably going to be Thursday, the Super Bowl champion will host a game in their stadium to commemorate their championship from the year previous. Well, who are the Chiefs going to be against in week one of the season? Well, you got to look at the Chiefs' schedule. They're against the Falcons and the Panthers. That's outside the conference, and they're also against the New England Patriots, the Houston Texans, the New York Jets, the Las Vegas Raiders, which sounds so weird to say, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Denver Broncos. I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans here. I was gonna go with the Patriots, but then I realized I don't know if Jarrett Stidham's really gonna get many people excited. However, the Patriots' schedule is loaded, so I can definitely see them having a number of 4 o'clock games. I still see them having a few primetime games here and there, but I think the Chiefs are going to have the most amount of primetime games in the AFC. No question. No question. It's going to be the Chiefs that are going to have the most, not going to be the Patriots like in years previous. And the reason why I'm going with the Texans here is even though they did not have a good offseason, Deshaun Watson versus Patrick Mahomes is a very convincing matchup. Plus, it is a rematch of a playoff game from last year with two division winners from last year. 24-point lead. Just gone after the first quarter. They never recovered. So that's what I see happening for the primetime game. The kickoff this season. I see the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Houston Texans in Arrowhead. Now, as for the Sunday night game for week 1, I think it's going to be in Los Angeles, and I think it's going to be the Rams, and I think they're going to host the Dallas Cowboys because I think that is a really, really nice way to kick off the new stadium in SoFi Stadium, if it's even open by then. We have no idea if it is going to be open because I know that a couple years ago, the reason why the Falcons and the Vikings couldn't have their stadiums open is just because of scheduling. So they pushed it a week afterwards. So I wonder, could they save this for the week afterwards, or could they just use that for today? Not today, for this week. I have no idea. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But right now, I'm seeing the Dallas Cowboys against the Los Angeles Rams. That's what I see. And it's also per tradition of Monday Night Football. Week 1, every year, they start with 2 Monday night games. So then what are the Monday night games going to be? I'm thinking you might see a nice divisional game here. I think, my prediction of what I think we could see, I was going to say Ravens, but I think that's going to be safe for like prime time, perhaps. Or not. I mean, that's a good matchup. You know what? Let's throw it in there. Why not? Let's do Ravens Titans for the first Monday night game. As for the second Monday night game, hey, if the Rams can open the stadium, why not the Raiders? And this would be a rematch of Super Bowl 37 back in 2002, well, technically 2003, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be a good matchup. That's going to be interesting. The Pirate Bowl, or the Gruden Bowl, that's another way of it. Looking at it. Other Thursday night games I see happening, I think Packers-Bears could potentially find up on Thursday night. Or I don't see it as a Sunday night game. I could see maybe the Bears having like one Sunday night game, but I'm not big on the Bears this year. I think the Bears are going to finish last in that division. Jaguars, jeez. Now that they're not going to be having any games in London this year, is every team going to have a primetime game? Because usually that's usually the case. The only exception I can think of, there's a few exceptions. The only exception I can think of is when 2017, the Browns and the Jaguars, the only primetime games they had was the London games, where the Browns got smoked by the Vikings, and the Jaguars, who did they beat that game? Who were the Jaguars against that year? It wasn't the Eagles. That was the following year. Well, never mind. We'll go back to that. It doesn't really matter. I think it was AFC. Mine's owned by Colts. Either way, it doesn't really matter. The game wasn't really memorable anyway. I'm thinking Packers-Vikings could be. I think will definitely be Sunday night somewhere in there. I definitely see a Vikings-Packers primetime game. I'm thinking it'll be in Minnesota. That's what I just see. That's what I see happening, because I don't think it's going to be in Green Bay. I think this is going to be a Minnesota home game. I think the Patriots, their schedule's pretty loaded. I can see them against the Bills on Monday night. I could see them against the Dolphins on Monday night as well. I don't see the Jets I don't see the Jets against them, though I could. I see the Jets having like 1 or 2 primetime games. Bills, I hope, get at least one Sunday night game. I think they should get one Sunday night game. I mean, hell, that fan base deserves it. They deserve it. And that team was really good last year. They're the favorite to win the division, so you better hope they have at least one. You better hope they have at least one Sunday night matchup. And as for the Thanksgiving Day games, what do I see happening there? Well, I see the Lions usually have a divisional game because that's usually who they ask. So I don't see the Buccaneers, even though that would work. I don't see the Saints because they've had 3 games in a row. I was gonna say Packers, but I don't see the Bears having for a 3rd straight year. So I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Minnesota Vikings will be against the Detroit Lions for the first Thanksgiving Day game. As for the second Thanksgiving Day game, well, because the Cardinals aren't gonna be playing in Mexico City this year, this means for the first time since I think 2009. The Arizona Cardinals will be against the Dallas Cowboys. Well, the Arizona Cardinals will be playing on Thanksgiving. The Cardinals actually played on Thanksgiving I think 22 times or 23 times by now, because they're an old franchise. They've been around since 1898. Yeah, very, very long. And that's for my second game. And as for my final game, they could go all NFC here again, though I'm not sure if they will. Something tells me I want to see a former Super Bowl matchup here. I personally want to see Patriots versus Seahawks. Patriots at Seahawks, because I want to see a West Coast kind of game. A game played in the West Coast for such an iconic Super Bowl like 49 was. How it came down to the very last play of the game. That's always a big memory for me. I was going to say 49ers against Seahawks, but we've already seen that a few years ago. And because the Patriots kind of are due for a game, I'm going to go with the Patriots against the Seahawks on the Patriots and the Seahawks on the final Thanksgiving Day game. As for other games I could see happening, I could see Saints versus Broncos as a sleeper Monday night game. Also with the Saints, I think Saints Bucks is definitely going to be a Sunday night game. No question. It will definitely be a Sunday night game. Bar none. No doubt. That's a very, very, very safe bet for me. Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. I mean, obviously it's a lot more than that, but come on. Can you write a better script? I can't. I mean, come on. Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. Who's not going to want that? I would want it. So let's just add that there. Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. Sorry, Buccaneers versus Saints. Well, Buccaneers at Saints. I see this being in New Orleans. I see this one being in New Orleans. I'm not sure if they will have. I'm not sure if they're going to have one in New Orleans or they're going to have one in Tampa. Either way, I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, who isn't going to want that? New Orleans Saints. Current season. Yeah, their home matchups are pretty loaded. The Falcons, the Panthers, the Buccaneers, the Packers, Vikings, 49ers, Chiefs, and Chargers. And then for away, it's the Falcons, Panthers, Buccaneers, like I said, Bears, Lions, Eagles, Broncos, Raiders. Maybe let's make that in Tampa. Let's make this one in Tampa. Let's make that a Sunday night game. Saints at Buccaneers. Other Sunday night games I could see. Ravens, I think, need to have a Sunday night game for the first quarter of the season. This is a team. 49ers, I think, are going to host a game. I think they're going to host a game against the Seahawks for the second Sunday night game. I said the fourth one. For the third one, I think it's going to be an AFC. I see this as an AFC game. And I don't see the Chiefs, again, in a span of just 2 weeks. I just don't see it. But, who could I see in this? You said I definitely see the Ravens. I'm not sure if they would host or if they'd be on the road. So let me just check my computer here. Yes, the New England Patriots against the Baltimore Ravens. That'd be a really good game. I don't know if they put that prime time or not. I think that can work. I'd be down for it. Maybe Eagles Steelers. I'm not too sure. Eagles Steelers could also work very well for prime time or on Thanksgiving. Can you imagine it? All. Can you just imagine an all Pennsylvania Turkey Bowl battle? That'd be a dream come true. Though I don't see that happening. Sorry, guys. So I think that the Steelers do work. That's a tough one. You know, Ravens Steelers is usually on Sunday night every single year, which makes sense because, well, it's one of the best rivalries in the game. Why would you not want to have that? I know there's some people that say, oh no, why are the Cowboys on Thanksgiving? Well, they're the biggest draw. Okay, if you ran a company, would you not want to have the biggest draw on TV? I don't care if you're mediocre or not. You're the biggest draw. Simple as that. Let's just check right here. Cowboys have had 47 appearances and have had a 24-23 record all time on Sunday Night Football. That's since 2006 when it went over to NBC. Colts, Giants. I can see the Colts having one. Giants, I don't see having any. Seahawks, I can see having two. Just looking at it right here. Historically, the team with the so I see Patriots and Ravens. That's my next game. I was gonna say Steelers, but I think it would be Patriots because that's a classic rivalry. I would definitely have that. And for the final one, who do I see right now benefiting the most from this? People in the U.S., definitely the fans, of definitely the ticket holders. But outside of that, it's going to be a very, very unique season, and I hope everyone's in for a wild ride because I certainly am. Okay, take care, guys. See you later.